on third down, and that's where they have to get better. They got to get the ball to Alvin Kamara more in the second half. He only has one catch. I think that's the difference in this game. Jalen Waddle's the playmaker for Miami. He has 7 catches, and Kamara has 1. They've got to get him a little more consistent. I think the Saints with that COVID list, 22 players, 4 coaches tonight, they don't care what the score is. They got to be looking at the fact they're only down 1 score. As we go to the third quarter, the Wolves are getting the ball. Yeah, and I think if you're Miami, just in your difficult weeks, you got to pull off this football team, given the deficit that they're working with from a personnel standpoint. This is a big drive for the Saints offense and the Miami Dolphins. Laura Rutledge releases Salters tonight.
Yeah, Steve, Sean Payton just said Ian Book is doing exactly what I asked him to do. Keep this thing within striking distance. But he said the next task is win the game. He also liked how they got a little more balanced offensively toward the end of the first half. And Reese was just talking about it. They want to get Alvin Kamara a little bit more involved. So look for that here. Brian Flores on the other side said defensively he liked what they did early, but Sean Payton already started to adjust. He has so much respect for Payton. Said they know more of those adjustments are coming in the second half.
First down attempt to 25. Ian Book walks the ball and completes. There's Ethan Moore. First-year player out of Tennessee, his second draft pick up 4. And that's how they open the half.
Well, I think something just as simple as that. Just get Ian Book out on the perimeter where he uses athleticism, kind of get a clear view of what he has to read on just 1/3 of the football field, get an easy completion. I think that's big. I think that's one of the adjustments right there that Brian Flores is talking about.
On that last drive, the 4 first downs. He settled down at halftime, went to Wolf to open the game, goes back to Wolf to open the third quarter. It's Kamara on the ground out to the 30, where he's picking up the 2. Yeah, it's been a tough sled between the tackles for Alvin Kamara. I like him with football on the perimeter where he can use his speed and his elusiveness and balance. And that screen, obviously you can do it in pitch when you pin the outside defensive tackle and hold the lineman around him. A lot of different ways you can get him on the perimeter. Kamara averaging less than 2.5 yards per carry. Third down's been a problem for the Saints.
Ooh.
Nearly intercepted. Van Ginkel, who deflected the pass earlier that led to the pick 6 from Nick Meating, able to knock that down.
Well, he reads the defense well, but now, see, right here, this ball has to go out here on the perimeter. This is a high-low concept with Kamara and Callaway, and that's just not having enough reps for Ian Book. Kamara's double covered. The first down is to Callaway on the sideline. That's a core concept, a high-low concept with a choice route and out route behind it, and Book just missed it.
Gilligan from the 20. Holland back deep, signals for the fair catch. And Miami will take over at their 24.
Let's hope the Dolphins can do something on offense. I would love to have been at the Arizona Bowl. I'm very disappointed, but, hopefully there'll be more events in the future and a bowl game next year. And this goddamn fucking COVID, it's just so fucking sick of it.
At BK, the Italian original chicken is back and in the 2 for $6. Face the Pete Walker, crispy chicken, marinara sauce, and melty mozzarella. Because of him, for Pete's sake, the Italian original chicken sandwich is back in the 2 for $6. Pete's way better. We worked hard to get these moments back. Here's to keep it
For new homeowners, a football game can really bring out the parent in them.
It's smart we park near the exit.
Absolutely.
There you go. That way.
Let's put away the parking talk maybe for a minute.
Parking is where the money is, though. This place will set up parking alone.
All right, no more talking about parking lots.
A lot of these are compact spots.
It's not great.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home. And with us.
We still planning to head out over the third quarter.
Let's not talk about leaving before we're actually in the game.
Wild Woes on ESPN. Penguins Flyers on ESPN Plus. Thursday, January 6th.
To his 14 completions, 7 times he went to Jalen Waddle. That is significant. Most receptions by a rookie in a single season. Waddle is on pace to eclipse the great Antoine Golden. His 101 in 2003. Before everybody says, hey, at the extra regular season game, keep in mind Waddle missed last week. Keep it all fair. 16 game regular season. Waddle.
We knew he was going to be good, getting drafted in the first round where he was, but I think you could argue he's been even better than advertised in his first year.
On the ground is Philip Lindsay. Tuttle got there first. He forced the Waddle's late tonight.
I think what you got to find is the fact that they are utilizing him at all different types of positions. You see it here, just in this highlight. He runs up from the number 3 position in the triple formation, number 2 position in the triple formation. He's running a bunch of different routes. He's run go routes. He's run option routes. He's run sail routes. He's a do-it-all, everything type of weapon for him. And he's going to have to do a lot more here in the second half.
And the thing I love, when you see all that, the quickness and the explosion, I love the toughness, how tough he is. Only missing one game.
This offensive line is not blocked. And Lee Eckenberg, he's got his arms stumped like this. Get him the fuck off the fucking field. There's got to be something better on the fucking field. God damn it, Liam Eckenberg, you suck. And look at this. Every time the screen glitches, something bad happens. They're going to lose this game. Well, I'll be shaving tonight.
No, don't say that. Don't say it. You don't say it.
Liam Eckenberg couldn't block a granny in a walker.
I don't know where that throws from. Even if he was throwing to the walk, I mean, even if he was throwing to the receiver there, he wasn't open.
You put the ball in harm's way. He did it last week, and there's no reason for that. It was Jalen Waddle coming across the middle, the guy you want to get the ball to. You can hit to him in stride, and he might break free.
No one plays more man-to-man defense for the Saints. Marshawn Lattimore is that man. 3rd interception of the season. Here's Book, best field position of the night for the Saints. The flag comes in as Book takes off. Won't get back to the line of scrimmage. Raekwon Davis saw to that. Check mark.
Just to go back to Tua, it's he's got a lot of talent and he's a smart kid, but it's almost like he gets bored and you try to force it all down the field, but often.
Number 64 reported eligible, but was covered up by a wide receiver. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
You're going to be judged by your worst mistakes, and so sometimes when the offense isn't explosive, and you're just having to dink and dunk and take what they give you, and then you say, okay, I'm going to take this shot no matter what. I got protection, I got time, I feel good, and you don't make the right read. You make the read that you want to make, and you put your team in trouble.
First 20-yard throw of the night for Tua. So he takes the shot and gets burned with it. What is up? 2nd and 11.
Yep, here it is. This is going to score and tie the game right here. Because Liam Eckenberg can't block shit.
Between release, nice good route. Run that route in pregame warm-ups.
I don't know why this TV is glitching so fucking much.
The wide receiver to get some full speed reps because he hasn't had
Only channel it happens on is ESPN.
this week. They had COVID issues.
Yeah, Friday's really the first time that was a semi-walkthrough after a virtual meeting.
Yeah, imagine coming out here and playing starting quarterback in the NFL without having any reps with the starting wide receivers and Alvin Kamara. Yeah, and against a defense that you know is going to give you all kinds of exotic structures, second and longer and onward, and you don't have any real chemistry with them. But look, they are here in a one-score game. Got the ball basically just across midfield. And Sean Payton, 2 consecutive flagship passes that he's dialed up. You see, he's saying, look, we're going to threaten you in the deep part of the field.
Remote center. Another action. And some trouble. Okay, to get out of there.
Come on, get him!
The coach says, listen, just get me out of a bad situation. And they went right around the left right Throckmorton, and you see this is the only play available is throw it out of bounds. That's a tremendous poise on the part of Ian Book to not take a sack, not put the ball in harm's way. We're talking about you give themselves here a chance again on third down.
Kenny Stills is out there for the Saints. Protocol mentioning his name.
There's some miscommunication there from Book and Ty Montgomery, number 88. And Prentice is out there, and Sean Payton just decided to take a time out.
Facing their longest third down conversion attempt of the night. The road to the playoffs for New Orleans. Yeah, they're 8th in the NFC. They win tonight. They just stay in 8th. This is reasonable. You think they got the Panthers and the Falcons, then you get to that bottom line. Yeah, how reasonable. They've already lost both of those teams.
Well, I know a couple of teams that wouldn't be real excited about seeing the Saints defense, those being the Green Bay Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And some of these guys are coming off the COVID list.
They're not injured, so you know that they're going to come back, hopefully. And this team is going to get stronger in these last 2 weeks.
Third down's been an issue.
Here it is, another glitch. About time. I mean, it's been ridiculous how glitchy it's been.
Whoever's working these glitches, they've been on the wrong side this whole
Gets
time.
back here, and once he feels that pressure, that white from the right, his head goes down, and then it doesn't matter what route you run. And you think about this, how they utilize Grant and jump. We don't get to see it right here. They used him as the guy who was the pick guy for Christian Wilkins on that stunt inside. That just tells you how tough these safeties are, how creative Brian Flores and Josh Boyer are as far as getting after the quarterback with a lot of different looks.
Fair catch for Holland. 5 sacks allowed tonight. That's the most allowed by New Orleans all season. Still 10-3.
With NFL Game Pass, you can see every snap from every game. And your team at your time. Get football on your terms with NFL Game Pass. Now for just $9.99 a month.
The first ever Genesis GD70. Proud to be named Motor Trend's 2022 SUV of the Year. When it comes to competition, numbers don't lie. And according to the numbers, Ohio ranks high at home, rising as an international player, building new businesses, hiring more people, and everyone's a winner. In other words, the math checks out. Life is better in Ohio. When you're ready to find your competitive edge, Jobs Ohio is ready to help. Learn more at ohioisforleaders.com.
missed it! Hey, Alexis, play holiday.
We've been waiting all year to come together. Happy holidays from Lexus.
Get 129% financing on the 20.
Did you see what Robbie Fox tweeted out
No way.
at the pop punk concert?
Oh, is Scott Stapp going to be there?
Yeah, he was going to join in and play with pop punk.
That's upsetting.
That
What's the chance of that? Next year.
Yep, next year.
Speculation. Possibly Ben Roethlisberger's final home game. Pittsburgh Steelers again next Monday night on the Bird. Worst starting field position on the night for the Dolphins.
Oh God, that was a terrible throw. You see, if they had a fucking goddamn offensive line, they could get some fucking push and get their fucking running game going.
That's what we talked about, the Saints defensively. You're going to be a top 5 defense like they want to be. Not only do you got to keep the team out of the end zone, now you got to take the next step and take the ball away. And the way that their offense is flowing right now, keeping Miami pinned down here, they flip in this field, see if they can get possession of the ball on the far side of the 50, go a long way. It's helping their offense out.
Oh, there's another drive with 3 and out. Wasted. Offensive line has done a shitty job. This is what, when they lost 7 in a row, this is how they played. Offensive line just standing around doing nothing. Nothing. That was a hell of a catch. And it was lucky, too. Did you see Eckenberg get, like, thrown down like he was a fucking rag dog?
Well, I mean, it was a play, wasn't it?
More than anything, great execution. That was finding the matchup. That was going away from Marshawn Lattimore, away from C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and attacking the rookie, Paulson Adebo. That's a heck of a play.
Well, this is challenging and going on the field with a completed pass.
You can argue it was pass interference, yeah.
Mac Hollins, if it stands, just his 14th catch of the season, comes in a really big spot.
Yeah,
Looks like a catch to me.
Yeah, definitely catch.
What's the big deal about you, Peacemaker?
You see Free Guy?
No, I have not seen that yet.
All right, that's good. All right. Did they remake House Party?
Not that I know of.
They give us love. They give us joy. They give us lessons in sharing. So give them some love back. And what says love better than something you can chew on? You Use your MasterCard to make secure purchases from anywhere. So your gift will end up in the right hands or mouth. Because being there for each other is priceless. He's facing a tough decision here, Jim. That tension is mounting. Trilliard Seltzer. Go for two.
I'll bring in warm-ups. Is it going to work? Perfect. Holland's 4 receiving touchdowns in the last 7 games. That's a big career-long 65-yarder week 11. And that catch is going to stand. Good for 40 yards. Saints need a challenge and another timeout. And down just one in a one-score game.
Oh, the Saints challenge.
Yeah, they challenged whether it was complete or not. So now they only have 1 timeout left.
Wow.
That was a waste of a timeout and a challenge.
Oh, let's go field
Waddle come off right side of your screen. He just kind of draws off the line of scrimmage, and then just takes off across the field, rush on Lattimore. He knows that he's being tried to chase him outside in. Why do you guys always fall for when they jog off the line of scrimmage? You know what's coming. Why do you guys always fall for
I want to see Waddle get a touchdown tonight.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Changing up the different ways he gets the ball to his primary playmaker.
Oh! Who's that?
Duke Johnson.
You love to see that.
That's why Duke Johnson's getting the rock. He's been playing well.
I mean, the Saints players, the Saints fans have to appreciate that at least. Like, you may not like it, but like, you gotta respect it.
Finesse back, right? Another finesse about that. As Marcus Williams as well.
That reverberates to the rest of the team. Tua did it last week against the Jets, and everybody kind of got up off the bench.
There's Philip Lindsay. Not a first and goal scenario. Can still get a first down.
This feels like it can potentially, I know it's still early, but this feels like it can potentially be a game-defining type of drive. They had a big third down right there that New Orleans couldn't get off the field. Matt Collins makes a big play, and now they got to finish. But look, they've straight in the NFL. They are down here in the red zone. This is an area where they have excelled.
Saints defense has not given up a touchdown in the last 10 quarters.
I'm tired of that glitch.
Yeah, I don't.
It only happens on ESPN. I haven't seen it happen on the other channel.
Has anyone else said anything about it?
Not that I'm known. Is anyone else ESPN occasionally glitching? It's glitching for me for some reason.
Yeah. What, Fios?
Yeah. Fios. Well, it's either that or Xfinity, which sucks.
Oh.
Ah!
Saints get the pressure that they wanted, get the completions that they hit the quarterback later. Is this going to be a hold? There were 2 fouls on the play. For the pass, holding, defense, number 22. That penalty is declined.
So both on defense.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense, number 93. That penalty is accepted for attacking the ball in the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I mean, it didn't really matter which one it was, right?
Not in this case. Both would be half the distance.
Is doing everything he possibly can to get to the quarterback, and he's going
Right up the gut 3 times.
I have Fios. I don't have Comcast.
Ooh.
God. Come on. Punch it in!
Waddle. Oh, he's doing it! Frank, you did it!
I know he's doing it. That's his touchdown celebration.
Waddle. Big glitch. Right when he tossed it to him. And I was like, oh no. Wow.
He has been creative with number 17 time and time again. That's got to be like 6-7 different ways.
You know, all in all, I think that ended up being a good move getting him.
Yeah. Yeah, you were not happy early in the season.
Well, when they're 1-7 and they're talking about giving up a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
By the way, the giant Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are good. I have one and I still have another one left.
Was it a different ratio than the normal ones?
No, same ratio. It's just a little bit harder chocolate and giant.
Are the 2 most important people. That was a hard year. They found out she had breast cancer.
Welcome to Super Bowl 51.
Mom, I told you we're going to get here for you. 28-3, man.
Come up here now, laser focus.
More business. We won the game.
Yeah, that's the problem. Like with the miniatures, I mean, I don't know. Anything, the big cups are good.
Well, let's face it. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are probably one of the 5 best candies.
Oh, easily. But the ratio you get with like the football and like the Christmas tree.
Yeah, it's not good.
What?
No, I said it's not as good as the usual one.
Those are better.
Oh, really?
You like regular peanut butter cups over the like the?
Yes.
Wow. Frank, that might be your hottest take.
I just like the cup.
I was never really love the cup. The cup's nothing to put your nose.
Boy, this really glitched now. Look at this.
Yeah, this is. They heard you were complaining about them. They say, oh, you're going to complain about a glitch? We'll say you glitch. It's definitely ESPN.
Yeah, it's ESPN.
None of the other channels do this. Yeah.
I mean, this sucks.
They heard you were complaining about them.
I don't think they're doing a Manning cast tonight, are they?
I don't
know. No Manning casts.
It's like, it's the HD. We're watching the HD channel.
Yeah.
That might be why.
Well, everything I watch is on the HD channels.
I'm saying, well, I mean, if the non-HD channel is not doing it, then it's the HD channel specifically.
Well, that was the Dolphins did some scary plays on that drive, but it worked.
That's probably, yeah, I mean, there's a couple of great plays. 40-yard catch. That run by was Johnson.
Duke Johnson, when he bowled over that guy.
Yeah. Duke Johnson sounds like a pair of jeans. Or like a cologne you would wear.
Yeah, if he's playing this good, how did the Jaguars not activate him?
Oh, that's not. there's a lot of ex-Jaguar players spread amongst the league where you go, wait, what? They got rid of Mercedes Lewis because they thought he was too old. He's been a solid tight end for Green Bay for the past 4 years.
Saints can't do anything with it. Miami gets a second crack at it down the field. Touchdown. There's 7-2 Bird by Anthony Collins. That's a big one. Exactly right. On the 25. Here's Kamara.
Oh, come on.
I'm sorry, Franklin. How many points?
That is his longest rush of the night.
I never bet over-unders in Dolphin games.
Yeah.
Nope.
I need 18 points.
All I care about is winning. I picked the Dolphins to cover.
Yeah.
All I care about is them winning. I don't care if I win the bet. I don't care about any other thing. I just want wins.
I picked money line Dolphins, but I also got parlay with the over.
I might have to figure a place to watch it on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
You see, he's the only player in NFL history with a 4,000, 3,000 club. This year, they've been using him a little bit different. Obviously, no Drew Brees, and they've been dependent on their best player. And so they have run him more.
I heard he walks to the stadium.
Oh, he lives in the neighborhood?
I don't know if he lives. I don't know if he lives in. He might ride his bike. I heard like everyone around the stadium knows him. He's very cheerful and very cordial with everybody.
Alvin Kamara. Well, that's got to be holding. Well, what I've seen, Alvin Kamara is an easy person to cheer for.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the holding clearly.
The ruling on the field was that forward progress to stop. On the play, holding offense, number 65. That penalty is declined, third down.
That's Caleb Benedict. We're talking to Sean Payton. He told us they're down to their 7th tackle. And that's what we're talking about. That's the depth that has been tested by the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, they had a lot of offensive line on COVID.
We talked with Sean Payton, and far more impactful has been Andrews Pete, who was a 3-time Pro Bowler, at left guard, being hurt, and then Teron Armstead, 3-time.
And they've had injuries too. Injuries.
57 different players to start.
Recover from things like that on the offensive line.
Look at that. 57 different starters. That's a new NFL record.
Take them down.
Ooh. No. Just shy of 40, pick up 6. 57 different starters, a new NFL record. That's one ahead of this year's Texans and the 2019 Dolphins. That was Brian Flores' first season in Miami.
That's unheard of, obviously. And look, we talk about offensive tackles. That's a top 5 position on your 53-man roster. They're losing 2 of the very best, too, in Armstead and Ramczyk. That's a tough situation that you just screw right because you can't recover from that kind of thing and play with any type of consistency.
Gilligan. Waddle, fair catch. That the little gain of 6 yards. That's the Saints' first positive yardage play on 3rd down tonight.
What happens if you ever need to miss work for a long period of time?
Why I miss work?
I don't know. You sprain an ankle, it's all right, you're back.
Get hit by a school bus.
Or a regular bus.
Get kicked by a horse.
Fall off a ladder.
Bathtub mishap.
Polio.
Boating accident. Stuck by a fork.
Rabies.
Well, scurvy.
Talk to us about disability income insurance today. Feel comfortable about tomorrow.
And you got to suspect your family at that point.
Yeah.
If your entire family is talking to you about life insurance, I would suspect every single one of them.
Nobody ever glamorizes the process. Probably too busy fantasizing about the outcome. What we talking about? Spider. 2018 slam dunk winner, rookie of the year, but the world ain't give him that. He don't need no trophy case because the world can't fit that. All he needs is the option.
See, I haven't seen any glitches yet. Are we off the HP channel?
No.
You deserve a better credit score. Chime can help no matter where you're at.
So you really think the standard cup is a better ratio than like the Christmas tree?
I like the fact that there's a harder chocolate edge. There's a more crisper chocolate.
Okay, yes, okay.
That's what I like
It's
better.
it's definitely a softer edge on the holiday ones. But you like the ratio though is different though. I think the ratio on the holiday ones is less chocolate, more peanut butter.
And I like the more chocolate better. I like that ratio.
Yeah, man, that's just I mean.
No team has ever made the playoffs starting 1-7, but here's the road for Miami.
All right, so at Titans versus Patriots. Those are winnable games.
Yeah, they are.
The first game of the season at New England, Miami was cruising to the go-ahead score.
You remember that? You remember that first game of the season?
Yeah, I do.
Mac Jones fumbled it.
No, the running back fumbled it.
Oh, the running back? I thought Mac Jones fumbled it.
No, the running back.
So they were on their way down to score, right?
Yeah, they were in field goal range and they're trying to go for the touchdown.
Yeah. But did they only need a field goal?
Yeah. Dolphins won by what the final score is 16, 17, 15.
But there's no question that this next 2 weeks, and this game was as well, maybe the biggest in Tua Tagovailoa's life. And, mid-season, can't underestimate enough how much was swirling about Deshaun Watson and having to address that. And the trade deadline comes. And since that trade deadline, this team has rolled off 6 wins. Tua has played more consistent. He's kind of played here consistent tonight. But listen, he's put a statement. And I think the number one thing right now is going to be about ball security. If they play to the strength of this football team, make sure that the defense goes ahead and closes this thing out. Protect the football at all costs.
Lindsay on the ground. I want to talk about a lot of press conference. He was asked about Deshaun Watson. Do you hear it? How does it make you feel? He said, I don't not feel wanted. If you get past the double negative for a second, you get the essence, right? It's the perfect sentence. It really is. You understand where he's coming from. He said, Brian Flores told us multiple times, hey, you're the guy. Kind of until I tell you you're not the guy anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to know really about Tua and Tagovailoa until the rest of this roster, especially on the offensive side, starting with this offensive line, gets better and is more consistent. You're not going to see consistency on his part.
On 3rd and 2.
Run it. Oh. You should have ran it better.
P.J. Williams stuck a shoulder pad in the Tagovailoa when it's 4th down.
That is not the kind of hit you want your franchise quarterback or your potential franchise quarterback taking. He's been under pressure all
The offensive line is if the offensive line holds this team back and really holds Tua back of seeing how good he could truly be.
That is a big stop for the New Orleans Saints defense.
Yes, the offensive line is pretty bad.
Season, the Buccaneers game a week ago.
They do that once, like last week, running over the Jets.
You got a lefty here?
Next week, you do it again.
Left foot up corner.
Well, why not? Got a left-handed quarterback.
Are they saying hit him like a 20?
Yeah.
He raises a hand, and that's on me. So listen, we talked about the Dolphins coming in, all the pressure being on them without any of New Orleans players on defense. You mentioned the winning streak of the opponents, but this was an upgrade. This was a pivotal point in the Dolphins season tonight.
It was an upgrade, but you also had 22 players for the Saints that were on the COVID list. But listen, that's not Miami's problem. They had to come out and they had to play, and they still had some really good players up front, Cam Jordan, Marshawn Lattimore. So they had to play well. There was a lot of pressure because if they lose this game, Miami,
right,
and they go 7-8, and then you're looking at a losing season again, all that negativity from the middle part of the season when you were 1-7 rushes right back to South Florida.
Book comes out firing, and there's Kenny Stills. First catch of the night for him.
there's still a lot of time left in this football game, but it's going to be important for somehow for an offense that has struggled to produce jump plays all year long, as far as plus 20-yard completions in the passing game. They got to figure out how to
Jaguars play Patriots.
Who's that?
I think Jaguars play Patriots.
They do. I don't know where the game is. I don't think it is. I think actually it might be in Foxborough.
You know, we finished at home against Indianapolis.
So to fish, Steve, we got a big second half. The thermodynamics to teach.
Yeah, it's in Foxborough.
Now let's fuel up with some chunky soup.
That's probably for the best.
Look, with 19 grams of protein.
I mean, you watched them play one game. You watched them. You watched them twice this year. You watched them against Cardinals too, didn't you?
Yeah, I was at the game.
I mean,
I don't want to say it. I watched them play.
I mean, you watch. I mean, watching them Sunday wasn't that bad enough?
I appreciate you calling me out on that.
Introducing Venture X, our new class of travel. Earn 10x miles on hotels and
Is it my fault? Am I to blame for like continuing to watch the Jaguars? Like I keep going back to them, you know. Maybe I'm the problem. Maybe it's my fault.
Experience the global phenomenon. The whole world cheering. I mean, when you put it like that. Now playing exclusively movie theaters. Are you ready?
I thought it was a good movie. I don't know if it was my favorite of Tom Holland Spider-Man. I liked it.
Tonight's aerial coverage is brought to you by Goodyear, Caesars Superdome.
Well, MJ certainly thinks the Mets are going to win this year. That's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't hear that? Didn't you hear her say the Mets are going to go all the way next year? When they're talking on the cell phone to each other, FaceTime each other.
Oh yeah. I think she's thinking sarcastic.
They won the NFC South all 4 of those years. We know that's not happening with the Bucks clinching the division title yesterday. And so New Orleans really up against it.
Well, it's a serious spoiler.
Tough year for the Saints. You go back to the Hurricanes, right? They're playing 5 of their first 6 games on the road.
Well, they started 5-2.
Yeah, and then
No, the Mets actually gave out a Spider-Man Mets bobblehead
Yeah,
with the hat and the pennant by his feet.
I still think a better Spider-Man Mets bobblehead would be a swinging, like Mr. Met shape with the Spider-Man costume on.
Well, they gave out
You know what I mean?
Mrs. Met as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so imagine Mr. Met with Spider-Man. Spider-Man. You know? And he's like swinging.
All right, big play here, big play.
Decision to go for it on 4th down.
Get him!
The referee.
Christian Wilkins is developing into a good player.
Think so?
Yep. He's the one that did the worm last week.
Yeah.
Miami defensively, just called sprint right option. They pass it.
And he jumped on Roger Goodell when he got drafted.
Two-man round on 4th down. You got to put it up, throw it up at least on 4th down. He doesn't get that done. I do not like that kind of ball on 4th down. If I'm a defensive player, we can quickly. I see that quarterback start half roll.
Wait, that was 4th down?
Yes.
It's too easy to defend. Make me defend the entire field. Take your chances that way. Look, I love Sean Payton more than anyone. I just don't like that call. You got to go back to think.
You love Sean Payton more than anyone?
What's in the playbook for him? He probably said, "This is what I like."
I think that guy needs to talk to Sean Payton's wife.
It's not like he's got Drew Brees inventory,
Waddle. We saw that go for a touchdown earlier. Picks up 5
And then Sean Payton's wife watching this and going, what the hell did you say?
And he was not invited by Tommy Loa.
What about Sean Payton's kid? You know, the one he helped coach?
Yeah, he turned right the worst the Bad News Bears.
Yeah. I tell you what, though, that picture, I know Lights Camera Barstool like tweeted out like he's unrecognizable, unrecognizable as Sean Payton. If Kevin James squints and he has the visor on, if you squint and look, I can see it.
That was so sarcastic. It's one of those clickbait things.
Well, I know.
And people actually are like commenting on it.
That's what. Do you remember the Kajoi twins?
Yeah.
That had like their own TLC show.
Yeah.
There used to be a like a makeup tutorial advertisement like that on like Snapchat or one of those, and it always said like, "Wow, they get a makeover and are unrecognizable." And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'd still recognize them. Like I don't know how the makeup is supposed to like not make them conjoined twins.
Zero pressure here and say at the last scrimmage.
Oh, I think it's better.
Where's the flag? Come on.
I like that play from Tua. You heard him. He said zero. He identified there's no safety. I'm going to find my matchup. I'm going to find my tight.
Yeah, it's uncatchable because he was like
That was a push off. Yeah. Push off and a grab. Yep. And no flags.
Let the boys play, huh?
Gardner Johnson was 5'11", Gesicki goes 6'6". Gesicki's going to get paid, people. Unrestricted free agent. End of the season, second out of the team. Picks up 5.
Oh, there's Gaskin.
Yeah. I'm glad I did not include him in any of my parlays.
Yeah, don't. Besides, Duke Johnson looks like he's winning the job over him.
They're so tiny. It's so funny when you see him like with all the linemen and like the tight ends and wide receivers.
Yeah, look at that, 10 yards.
I think his over was 28. I think 28 or 32, something like that. With his receiving yards were like over 10 or 11. Oh! They didn't go for a field goal again.
This is where as a quarterback you got to finish it. You see the blitz, identify the matchup, you throw the slant, just get the ball down.
Gaskin, when everyone comes home close, the alligator arms come in.
To protect them from the hit. And
Yeah.
Gaskin takes a wicked hit.
Yeah.
And give him some credit as well.
Oh, this is not good.
The number one wide receiver running that in-breaking route. That's a great job. That young man was playing his tail off all night long. Let's add it for 34.
It's points. It's points. I'll take the points.
3-score game in favor of the Dolphins.
How do they know? How does Vegas know? How do they know it's low score is high score?
The Dolphins' defense has been really good lately.
Yeah. Are there people, or is it like just a mega computer? I mean, it's got to be a computer algorithm, right? Like just
Probably now, but it was people at one point. There was a guy named Jimmy the Greek.
sounds kind of racist, but I'll continue.
That was his name, Jimmy the Greek Snyder. He was a racist.
Oh, he was the racist.
Yes.
All right.
He used to do.
It just sounds like when you're like, oh, it's Jimmy the Greek.
Jimmy the Greek was the guy that channel CBS had on their pregame show, and he gave the predictions and the line. He was the first guy to do that, and he got famous because he picked the Jets to win Super Bowl III.
And nobody else did.
Yeah. And he would set a lot of the lines in Vegas in his early days. So, like, some of the casinos used him to pick the lines. And he became, like, the CBS guy who gave predictions every week during the football games.
It sounds like a powerful position.
And he gave, and then he was talking one time, and he was talking about, and he got fired because he said basically that black people were specifically bred to be stronger in slavery. And he was drunk when he said it too.
I don't know if that makes it better or not. I don't know if you're like, oh, well, he's drunk,
And yeah, and so basically that got him fired.
When did he get fired to do it?
It was just before the 1987 NFC Championship game, so it was January '88.
You wouldn't expect that to happen in the 80s, would you? Like, it would definitely happen today.
Yeah.
When I think of that happening, that's.
Oh, but he just sounded like a moron, and he just kept talking and talking and talking. The more he talked, the worse it sounded.
Yeah, just kept digging.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not any of those people that say people are different here and there. They all sound like idiots. Although I will say it's about the Greeks. I do know one Greek that I'm not a big fan of anymore. You know the Giannis guy? This basketball player?
Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Yeah, him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of his.
Oh, he always beats the fucking Nets.
He sued Bailey Carlin.
Yeah, I know. What a jackass.
And people are like, oh, it's not him, it's his lawyers. Like, they are being sued on the behalf of him.
You know what's funny is those pregame shows back then were only a half hour. And you got more information in a half hour than you got in the hour or 2 hour shows now.
Yeah.
It was Brent Musburger, Irv Cross, Phyllis George, and someone just talking about it right here. Jimmy the Greek, Brent Musburger, Phyllis George, Irv Cross. I mean, that invented the pregame show on Sunday afternoon. It was the CBS.
Before then, it was just like the in broadcast, in-game broadcast.
Yeah.
There's never the pre-show or anything.
Yeah, CBS really invented that, and it was Brent Musburger was the GOAT of the host. Oh, that was nice. And what they would always do is they have they'll show a stadium, and it would be no frills, so just show the stadium. You are looking live at Giant Stadium, where the Giants will be taking on the Cowboys next on CBS.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah, that's how you began off the show.
Yeah.
It's just simple. You're looking live. And Brent Musburger is 80-something years old and is now the radio announcer for the Vegas Raiders.
Oh, can you believe that?
That was a good run.
3rd and 20. They run it. They get 19.
They're going to go for it.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, let's hope he can stop them.
I need the over.
He got it.
Them punting to Miami just for Miami going to kick another field goal is not good for the over.
Such a difficult situation where everybody knows he has to throw.
Unless they get a couple of big scores real quick, I don't see that.
2 backup tackles.
Damn it.
Number 24. 5-yard penalty.
The Jaguars are bringing back Balkan.
Giving back who?
The GM.
How long has he been there?
He got hired. He got hired after Urban.
Well, I think the only one you gets the. I think the Urban Meyer thing was just such a disaster. Maybe let him name hire the next coach.
Well, no, that's the whole problem. Shad Khan wants to be the GM, but he wants there to be a GM. Like he wants to make the decisions, but then he also wants a general manager entitled. I guess so that when he fires the GM, it means something. It looks like it means something. I don't know.
Well, face it, Urban Meyer didn't get fired because the Jaguars suck. He got fired for cause. Behavior issues.
Yes.
Oh!
Surprised that wasn't helmet or anything.
These are the hits as a quarterback that sometimes are the worst because you're not expecting it.
But no, he hired Urban Meyer, and then he went out looking for a GM, while saying he was going to make active decisions and everything as the GM.
Yeah, I've seen. They do usually call that one.
Yeah.
But it would have been a ticky-tack penalty.
Well, the whole thing with Shad Khan doesn't matter. He wants to be GM, but he wants there to be a GM title. They didn't blow the whistle. That's touchdown.
Yeah, they did not blow the whistle. Oh, it's going to be down.
Yeah.
Dolphins emptied their bench to celebrate the hits. Well, they were all going to come back. Kamara went down really awkward there. This left.
I'll be surprised if Kamara gets back on the field after that one.
Yeah.
After review, it was determined that the runner was down by contact.
But no, so he hired Urban. Then he went out and got a GM, but he said he was going to be making the decisions for the GM. And so it's like any GM that came in after he said that,
he needs to get out of the way.
Any GM that came in after that, you're like, all right, well, he's not really the GM. What's the point of this? And any GM, and here's the thing, I would not appreciate any GM that would take that job. If you're a general manager. Now, I get it. Hey, you want to be a general manager for an NFL franchise. If you're a general manager and the owner tells you, hey, I'm bringing you in as GM, but I'm going to be making the calls, do you take that job?
If I want to be a GM, yeah.
If you want to be a GM, yes. If you have any self-respect, no.
But here's the thing. You're not going to get a good GM. You're going to get a guy that's...
You're going to get a guy that says yes.
Yes.
Sure, yes. You're going to get a yes man. And so that's what he is. So the idea of bringing him back, if Shad Khan's making decisions, it doesn't matter.
Verizon Fios On Demand has the best action, more adventure, and the latest family movies. Like this one.
How big is he gonna get?
That depends on how much you're coming. You're all going to work with a big red dog.
We have to save him.
I know. We're the big red dog. Limited it.
Get the hottest new releases with Verizon Fios On Demand.
We can't get caught with this. Well, I'm being civilian. I appreciate that. Pay attention to me, boss. You take this meeting, right? You say you deserve that. It's the last time I'm ever going to steal something. Testing. Watch this.
Rent around the latest movies with Verizon Fios On Demand. What if when something went wrong, you could get a redo? If water spilled, then you could hit rewind. If a sudden crash wasn't game over,
Verizon Home Device Protect is the last warranty you need for your connected home products. We'll repair or replace eligible devices when breakdowns happen. Plus, live 24/7 tech support with digital security features and 2 in-home visits every 12 months. You can't go back in time, so get Verizon Home Device Protect.
Jalen Waddle and the Dolphins having themselves a night. Talk to our Burger King of the moment.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the ways that George Godsey has decided to use Jalen Waddle. It's been really creative. First, they get him involved in third down. This is a sail route. Nice throw. Then they move into the backfield and they sneak him out the opposite direction. It's called the burst route right there. Great job on another third down. Then the flea flicker, Lewis, got him sleeping. Yeah, I really like the fact that they got the ball down the field in this situation. And here, just a little tap pass to get him into the end zone down there on the goal line. But when you have explosive guys like Jalen Waddle, we saw him at Alabama during his entire career. You have guys like this. Or being put on the screen with guys like Jerry Rice. Yes. Yeah, that's pretty good company right there. You know you got a special player. That's no big secret. He knew he was going to be. He just needed to stay healthy, stay on the field.
And in 6 more catches in what's left of this, the final 2 regular season games, that's Anquan Bolden. Most catches ever by a rookie in a single season.
What if he's got a shot to win Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, Steve, it was funny because Jalen Waddle said he didn't even know about this record until people started tagging him on social media.
It's not going to be Zach Wilson. It's not going to be Trevor Lawrence. Maybe Mac Jones, probably the biggest threat.
Yeah.
And tonight he has 7 yards less receiving yards than the entire Saints team has offense. So there you go. The night in a nutshell. 7.5 to go.
Oh, where's the flag? There it is.
I know this has been a frustrating night for this football team. You got some young guys getting some opportunity. You see Pete Warner here just grabbing.
First collar tackle, defense, number 20. That 50-yard penalty to get added to the result of play. Automatic first down.
One of the things you want to see as a coaching staff and as a front office is for the young players who are getting their opportunity to step up and play and shine despite the fact that the team isn't having a lot of success. Pete Warner has done that tonight. He has done that. Look, I had my question with him coming out of Ohio State, just not exactly how his game would transfer at this level. There are no questions. He can play. And now you know he can play 2 positions. He can play the Mike, he can play the Will. It's been a frustrating night for this organization. They got themselves a player there.
Got Preston on a starting role earlier in the season when Claude Alexander went down to injury. Already reps there, showing up on the field tonight. First down to 10.
It's interesting because the Saints went out and got Claude Alexander because they needed.
You know what? All right, well, if Dillon's not going to hit, let's hope Doc package hits.
The kind of players that are in the NFC South, like Christian
You take that one?
And so Claude Alexander.
Only thing I took was Dolphins in 3.5. I just can't do it when the Dolphins are playing.
All those are the same things. They're completely different. And the assignments and communication are different. And to your point, Lewis, we Warner's done an outstanding job tonight in that role.
Did Alvin Kamara, has he had over 56 or 58 rushing yards?
He might.
Jalen Waddle has over 65 yards, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a touchdown.
They said that Jalen Waddle only has like 8 yards less than the Saints have total offense. And Kamara did have that big run. Kamara doesn't. What was the number you need for Kamara?
58.
Not yet. Waddle has 92 yards.
Listen, don't talk over the replay of Tony Nathan's doc, right? I was a Dolphins fan. I was 11 years old watching that game. Right. I was Dolphin fan number 1. There's man. That's the guy. I would not miss
No, Avocard recorded over 57.5. Oh, he needs 6 more yards.
Yeah, he's at 52.
Oh, man.
So next year is the 50th anniversary of the undefeated season, 1972. Next year will be the 50-year anniversary for those guys. Unfortunately, we don't have Coach Shula, and a bunch of those guys have passed away. But Zaka, Mercury Morris, Dad's still around, so
that should be celebrated league-wide throughout the NFL. The one and only perfect team.
Yeah, two is a big overall pick. You see, Dad was the 4th overall pick. You know what happens? Draft pick, the team's not very good. My dad was drafted in the 2nd year of the Dolphins' existence, and they had some rough years before Shula got there. Was George Wilson, coach, and but I'll tell you, Don Shula whipped things into shape pretty quick.
Brian Flores really keeping this team together.
You know, put Kamara back in?
I don't know. I don't know.
My first NFL start came against Dan Marino, the Miami Dolphins in 1992.
And you picked them up twice?
Oh, no, I got to tell you a story about the very first snap of the game. What he did to me.
Oh, no, he went into the end zone.
Your first start,
What?
was against Dan Marino. Hey, we're down. That's crazy.
I thought he went into the end zone.
No, I think he stopped.
Jackson playing tight end. Very first play of the game, I walk up on Keith Jackson, the press, and the man-to-man coverage. I look at Dan Marino, and he comes up to the line and looks at me and goes, and he wakes up. Oh, come on! Does that mean he's coming after me? Does that mean that, It was just funny, and he lit us up pretty good that day. That was Dion's double play game where he played baseball and football on the same day.
Oh, yeah.
But Dan Marino was the guy, an absolute classic, beautiful pocket passer.
He beat the tar out of us too. First, it was a Monday night game. It was right after the '98 Super Bowl, Denver Broncos, and you always start on Monday night the next week. And Zach Thomas, the middle linebacker, must have run through the A-gap 58 times and hit me 57 of them. And we lost that game. And I'll never forget starting against one of my idols growing up in Danny Marino.
Number 13.
Who's that?
I think that's Marino's kid. He has a kid that's autistic.
Oh, that's Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Touchdown pass, last play of the game, right here. Yeah, I know my kid history. I know it.
Looks a little bit. The kid looks a little bit like him too.
Did it go back?
If he doesn't remember, that's enough.
Stop him. Let's get Kamara in there.
Yeah.
Great catch. Just give him an opportunity. You see man-to-man coverage. You backed up. Nothing to lose. And we've been talking about doing this a little bit, whether it's Callaway or Humphrey. Finally get to him.
Oh.
Doesn't look like they're putting Kamara back in.
Six more yards.
We already mentioned the fact that this is the 7th offensive tackle on the roster that they have used.
He's playing in his first game in the last 3 years. Was a starter a few years ago for the Buccaneers. He started the guard position. And it was all hands on deck for the Saints tonight. 22 players on the COVID reserve list.
Yeah, the last 3 weeks we've shown up to do these games, and we've had so many scratches on our boards and we've added players that we never heard of before. And tonight was no different. We added an offensive.
I mean, did Sean Payton not want to win this game?
Was that?
Did Sean Payton not want to win this game?
I think he's basically waving white flag.
These guys aren't even on the practice squad. And you're signed today to the practice squad and instantly elevated.
It's an unbelievable game for us to try and pull off, man. I mean, it's just unreal the conditions these coaches and players are operating there.
Murphy's last game was 17. And here it is. And that'll go incomplete. Humphrey was out of bounds when he made the catch. Clock stop at 3:09. Look, these are unprecedented times in the country.
Yeah.
And football feeling the effects as well.
And Ian Book is going to be feeling the effects of all these hits that he's taking.
He's got what these guys want me to do the next live stream to do the toaster. Well, I'll tell you one thing. We're going to do a lot more live streams, and we're going to do baseball card opening live streams sooner or later. Yes. Oh, Kamara was in there and he dropped it.
And the reason I say he's being evaluated is because they've got a decision to make at quarterback. Now, here they all are. And this is a great call. This is just a screen to Kamara. And there's Kamara. He's going to get up, and if he catches this ball, look at the room that he has to run. And you got to give him a better ball than that. Even though you're under pressure, that's what the job description is a quarterback in the NFL.
He just needs 6 more yards.
It's going to be interesting to see what
Just
he
6 more yards.
in the offseason at quarterback. Will they get enough from Jameis Winston? We'll find out. Obviously, Taysom Hill was signed.
Saints are using their last time out now.
Probably doesn't have a whole lot of future here. And then there's Ian Book. So what are they going to do?
You know what? Those yards would have counted anyway.
Evaluation process.
They need to be rushing yards.
Book under siege all night. He knew this was coming, but we knew this was coming. Look, in Miami is just so multiple. We've said it how many different times. But the number of different players that they bring, 4 or 5 defensive backs have come on different plays.
You know, when they were 1-7, I was sitting in Miami watching that game in Houston, and they barely beat the Texans, who were also 1-7. I was thinking, what? Maybe finish 5-12, find some way to finish strong, go forward. Like, never thought they could be 8-7 and into playoff.
Above 500.
And into playoff. If the season ends, they make the playoffs.
Oh, come on.
I think you could close the book on Ian. If Ian Book never plays another NFL game, he's going to go down in history as one of the worst quarterbacks in NFL history. Well, he was Ben DiNucci bad. I remember a quarterback the Chargers had named Craig Lahan. The quarterback was named Craig Lahan.
I don't know what you're doing.
The Chargers had a quarterback.
Please don't do it again.
His name was Craig Wheelahan.
But he screamed like a pig.
He was so bad. I changed his name to Craig Squeal, and the noise I make is Wheelahan.
Yeah, because you're squealing.
Yeah. Because I was watching him play, and he he was trying to run the ball, and he made a good scramble, and he pressed the ball against his thigh, and he fumbled it.
Was he worse than this guy?
He was bad. He was so bad the Chargers went 1-15. They had the number 1 pick, traded to the Falcons for and ended up picking LaDainian Tomlinson 5th, and they traded down to the Falcons pick. So they got LaDainian Tomlinson for Michael Vick, and then they drafted Drew Brees in the 2nd round. Talk about a good draft.
Not a bad draft. If only Drew Brees didn't get hurt, you know.
Well, he didn't play good his first 3 years. They basically gave up on him, drafted Phillip Rivers, and then he had a good season. And then finally, they decided to go with Phillip Rivers, who might be a Hall of Famer in his own way, right?
Yeah. I can't believe we're going to miss the parlay on 6 yards.
By the way, that is Craig Wheelahan. That is no artistic rendition. That's Craig Wheelahan. That's what he looked like.
Why would you say this wrong? There's no artistic? What do you mean?
Just look at the face. I mean, just looking at that face, he had this like stunned look on his face too when he fumbled. Like this. That's why I came up with the squeal for his name.
Where was he drafted?
He was like one of those, Stan Humphries got hurt. Doug Flutie got hurt. He came out of the University of Pacific.
Is that still at school?
Not a football school. He was drafted in the 6th round, 197th overall. He played in the XFL after his adventures in the NFL, where he was just really bad.
He played for the Avengers. Who did he play for?
Memphis Maniacs.
Maniacs with an X, of course.
Yep, and he also played for the. They traded him to Chicago Enforcers. Then he played in arena football for the Orlando Predators. I mean, this guy was bad. He's now a looks like he's a high school coach now.
Yeah.
He just was a terrible quarterback.
All right. They get the ball back. Get the ball back. Run it without Kamara, 6 yards.
They came in and upset the Chargers. Or what the Colts did, going on the road in Arizona, they were without 4 of their 5 offensive linemen and Darius Leonard, and they got a big win. So there's some teams that are persevering through this COVID and having a bunch of players out. And yesterday was 2 great examples. Florida United come their way.
Oh man!
I got the feeling that the Saints actually wanted him to fake it.
Yeah.
Oh, no Thursday Night Football this week? No Thursday Night Football this week. No Saturday football because I guess it's the New Year's Day.
No team in NFL history has ever had a 7-game losing streak and a 7-game winning streak in the same season. Wow. And Miami's on the verge of that.
I have to go find a place to watch that Dolphin game.
No team that had 1 win in the first game has ever made the playoffs.
Oh, I'd be so happy.
I know Brian Flores and this team, they're going to get Tennessee's best shot next week because Tennessee still has a chance. They could clinch the AFC South and win over Miami next week.
With a great run, you get back in this game real quick.
Happened in that last game against New England will mean something to the Patriots as well.
That looked like it wasn't Kamara.
It's him, isn't it? 41?
No, that looked like 31.
Last Miami Dolphins 7-game winning streak, 1985.
6 yards.
What I really liked about what Brian said was that
6
during that
dead
adversity,
gum
during the
yards.
season, Brian Flores, he's been saying good stuff.
New Orleans
They're defeated.
This is sad.
7-game losing streak, all of that adversity, you find out who's on board for the reason. And that goes for players, coaches, staff, fans, everybody. He said you find out real quick and he learns.
This game may be worse than yesterday's game.
Maybe his career with the Miami Dolphins against 2 heavyweights. Where he's going to really find
I am literally stunned.
This game may be worse than yesterday's game.
Well, the beard lives another week.
The beard will continue.
See you guys later.
Find themselves in the 7th seed in the AFC in playoff position.